Hello, my name is Adrienne, and I wanted to take the time out today and make another video. I am currently documenting my journey dealing with narcissistic abuse, emotional abuse, and slander, public slander. I only have a little bit of time, but I feel that it is important in my journey to share these things. I've already put my story out and basically just telling you, some of the things that have taken place to make my situation what it is. However, is not the entire thing, but I wanted to put myself out there to empower other people, and I will continue to do so. I also have noticed that there's usually a lot of videos out there where someone may document, their divorce situation. They may document just advocating in a way where they may tell you what the signs and symptoms are as an education, and there may be people who will document physical abuse. However, the most widespread abuse that takes place, that a lot of women and men, but you're probably going to hear me refer a lot to women because it seems to be that we are the majority. A lot of women, generally deal with being very verbally and emotionally abused within their homes. And because there's no scars, it's hard to prove. It's a very touchy subject. People don't want to get involved. Authorities don't want to get involved. And I feel that in 2018, in this day and age, we've come so far. And one of the things that don't get talked about enough, while we're fighting for women's rights and we're fighting for equality and all of these different things that are absolutely important and should be talked about, hurting another person, whether it is through slander, through verbal abuse, through emotional abuse, through blackmail, any of these forms are absolutely inappropriate and should not be accepted, but they are. Not outwardly, but they're accepted through people who continue to turn their heads within the situation. I am a woman who was with someone for 10 years, married for several years, and I now have a 6-year-old little boy. I've had other relationships. I'm not putting any names out there specifically, but documenting my story as I'm currently still going through it. I have personally been away from this person for over a year now. I live on my own. I am a professional. I have a great career. I go to school and I read tarot. I read tarot because it's fun. Because I enjoy astrology. I enjoy those things. I enjoy helping other people. I am a huge advocate for just helping others. There's not enough people that want to help, and it's sad and unfortunate. I don't want to be one of those people who helps, in the corruption of humanity. So as a mom, going through something like this, there's a lot of us struggling with this, whether we know it or not. Some of us may not be fully aware, and some of us are fully aware. And some of us won't speak out because we don't have enough support. There's not enough people that understand it, unfortunately. And the people that don't understand it just lack awareness because it's likely they've experienced at some point in their life. A lot of the times when a woman and man are married, and it doesn't work out, and that's always unfortunate. Whoever wants a relationship to not last, especially when children are involved. What I'm finding in this day, and this needs to come to an absolute end, when you're a mother and an ex-wife, a lot of the times, or ex-husband, some of you guys I recognize are put into this position by women that are a lot more powerful and may have money, or they may have the resources that you lack, and they completely ruin everything and take your children away. And I'm not saying that I stand for that. What I'm saying I stand for is people like me who walk away from an unhealthy situation time and time again and get slandered verbally, get torn into shreds, gets worn out, worn down physically, does everything the right way, tries to follow the rules, tries to hold out hope, tries to help as much as they possibly can, because it's not about them at the end of the day, especially with the child. It's about that child. I read an article today that the UK is starting to recognize that domestic abuse, when your husband's a bully, they will pay, and they can actually go to prison for up to 5 years if they're found guilty of verbally slandering, abusing mentally, emotionally their wives, their spouses. And in the United States, we are in a country where it is so difficult for people to recognize the truth for what it is and for them to want to do something. We have so much narcissism going around because of all the social media outlets that we have. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing to love yourself, but when you are at a point where it is grandiosity and you feel entitled to hurt people because they either A, have seen who you truly are and they know everything about you and you fear being exposed, or you feel you're just entitled to everything in the world. And to you, this race is a dog-eat-dog world, and so damn be it, the next person you will kill if you have to be on top. Enough is enough. That is not why the general human race is here. We're not here to hurt one another and to break one another for a little bit of money. We have poor innocent children out here that are growing up mentally fucked up because their parents cannot properly co-parent, get along. When something like this happens, it is not a matter of one person won't move on and this person is still in love with me. It's a matter of someone's bitter and angry. Slander is coming from someone who's angry that they didn't get their way and they want people to look down on you. They want to be the top person. That is what this is about. It is about power and control. And a true narcissist does not give a damn who they're hurting, whether it is their own children or not. That same person that's walking around telling you they just want what's best for their kid while they're telling you it's okay to do this to the ex because she did this to me and she's hurting our child is the same person trying to get away with murder. When I put out these videos, not only am I trying to bring awareness to the situation at hand because it needs to be recognized, not only with the United States, but within our law that is completely corrupt. I have dealt with judges that turn the blind eye, attorneys that want to help fight for narcissists. There's narcissistic attorneys. There's a lot of attorneys. I remember being a little girl and thinking because I have such an affinity for words, I know how to use them well, I wanted to be an attorney to help people. I wish I would have, because there's not enough attorneys out there willing to do the right thing. I just like to say I'm gonna pause my video. I am actually on my lunch and I'm cooking. I think every time I make a video, I'm cooking. But I don't want to lose the momentum in this video because I feel that this is important, okay? Being on the receiving end of narcissistic abuse, I have a strong voice, I'm a strong woman. So I may be the perfect target because I'm gonna always speak out. I'm a mom and I am a mama bear. I want things to work out for everybody in my shoes. And I want to empower women that are in my shoes. I want to empower men that truly are in my shoes. And like I said, I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but it's not as common as a woman like me. Bio moms, and I quote bio moms, I don't feel we need a title as called bio moms if we gave birth to the child and we grew the baby. We're mothers. And I understand that there are mothers that generally do lack that instinct, and I have met some of them, and I pray for their souls and for those babies because it's not fair. But there's damn good moms out there that are being slandered by men that didn't want to do the right thing in their relationships to keep their family strong while trying to rip their children from their arms so that they don't have to pay child support. A lot of the time they're getting help from stepmothers. Now, I have taken note of how strongly stepmothers come in and they slander the bio moms. And this is stupid. If you truly can't work out a relationship with that woman and she really is out to get you because she's still in love with that man, make sure you understand that he's not doing any damn thing to make her feel that way, first of all. Secondly, make sure you really check in who walked away from whom. Because a lot of the times these men are out here saying that the woman's still in love with them, when that is furthest from the truth. It may be opposite and you don't want to believe it because you want him to love you. But in the midst of it, when you're hurting innocent children and you're slandering their parents, that is not okay. And I will not stand for that shit. And I'm going to piss a lot of people off with this video. I'm going to piss off a lot of stepmoms that want to come at me Some of you are amazing, and I thank you for being amazing. But women are so catty and mean to each other, and it's unnecessary. I have a situation where everything is through court. We've had to do it this way because one party is extremely difficult. I am always more than willing. As long as you're fair, I will work with you. I don't mind. I've extended my hand numerous times. There's a lot of triangulation in the beginning. We had our issues, but I've put down the sword. I moved on with my life and I'm happy. I couldn't have done anything better for me and my son than to walk away from an awful situation. Yeah, I went back way too many times and it was stupid. Those were lessons on my part. I learned my lessons. I believe that generally I have a role to fulfill here. So that was part of my journey to get to where I needed to be. I'm going to help people. I am literally being publicly smeared and slandered as a mom. I'm being called a bad mom. I am being called all types of names. I have someone who is literally posting pictures of my son, which is almost like a breach in privacy. He's being exploited and he loves me because I am his mommy and I have been there with him since day one. And our ties are like this, like it should be. And he loves his daddy. And I don't want to take that away from him because I grew up without one and it sucks. I have tried to work it out with this woman, but she doesn't want me around. And I think it's generally because I have to be some sort of threat. And if I wasn't, she wouldn't feel so threatened. Her and the ex have worked out a system where they literally take one parent and raise them up very high because he has 2 children by 2 different baby mamas. And I just so happen to be the ex-wife. And then they lower me to make it look like I just don't cooperate. We have court orders and the court orders are great, but at one point we used to be able to say, you're going to take him this day, I'm going to take him that holiday, and things are okay. His birthday just came up and it is past. And the same thing kind of happened last year where he should be able to celebrate with both of his families. I have a family just like his father does. And in an attempt to prevent him from being around my family, he wanted to take him at a specific time on his birthday that was going to interfere in a party that I had thrown. Were there any other days I could have thrown this party? Not really, not in our schedule and the way that things worked out and having my family come here from Ohio. I'm also a woman that's secluded. I'm in the state of Michigan by my damn self. So I was a perfect target, right? I'm also a black single mother. So that also gives them the leverage of no one's going to believe you. So I'm also being targeted and made into a statistic. And so is my son. The thought process is, you fucked with me and I'm going to take everything away from you because you've left. And nobody leaves me and induces narcissistic injury. And that's what I've done. He has found someone who's on his level. They both like to win at all costs, which can make one hell of a team if they're doing great things for people. But to get back to my story, we sat down, I was bombarded at curriculum night by these people, had an overly involved conversation that I begged them not to have. At the end of this conversation, we came to terms that we would stop the back and forth, that we do what we need to do for my child who sat there with his hands over his ears the entire time. So, correct me if I'm wrong. When you're trying to keep a child out of a toxic situation, I believe that falls in line with putting him in a really bad place and it's abusive. So I'm doing my part, and because I did not do as they said, which was give him to me now, and I said, I won't give him to you now, but I'll give him to you after this is done, which is honestly, 2 parents working together should be able to say, okay, he deserves this. We love him. We'll let him have this party. Do you mind if we come to this party? We'll invite you to this party in return, It didn't happen that way. Instead, what happened was his birthday came around. I threw him a 2-hour party, gave him to the parent that he deserved to be with on his birthday, aside of myself, which is his father, not his step anything. His party came around from them, which I was invited to but could not go to. And I had, bad feelings about it, but I would have gone and supporting my child, but I'm in school right now and I have Saturday classes. And in an effort to support her, I wrote some amazing comments on her blog to say, thank you for doing this for my little boy. I'm really happy that you put that much time and effort into this for him, and give him a kiss for me. I woke up to slander. I am being slandered. This is what happens in my type of situations when we're being abused. She wants me out of the picture, and he wants his child support. So therefore, they're going to try and wear me down and break me, and they're not going to stop. And boys and girls, women and men, this has been going on for over a year now. Okay? Now, if I can get on video and say, I have no beef with you, like I sent you in a text, I don't want this for my child, we should be able to work together. So one of us is a narcissist and the other is not. One of us is generally trying to hurt a parent and the other is not. I am more than willing to co-parent properly, but stop doing hurtful things to my child. If you don't want the law involved, people, don't get mad. If CPS shows up at your doorstep because you think it's fair punishment to put poison in your child's mouth, the other parent is obligated by law to tell. If your child is kicking and screaming and crying that they don't want to go to the other parent's house because someone's yelling at them, the other parent is obligated to tell. I am doing my part as a mother, and I am protecting and dying for my son. And if I act angry, excuse me for being angry, for being tortured by people that are bullies. Your entire family has been in on this for a long time, and when we were together, putting hair in my tailpipe while I'm pregnant with your child and saying nasty things to me on a daily basis, coming to my house unannounced, calling you 6 times a day and saying hurtful things about me, is grounds for a damn divorce. I did what I needed to do and I'm moving on, and I will continue to. And I hope that I give other women the strength to do the same thing. If he is doing this to you, get the hell out. If he has a woman in his life, or if she has a man in her life that's doing this to you, it is because they have lied and told them something different, and that person only wants to win. So get out and get away. Get an attorney and seek the help that you need, and get your kid out of the damn toxic situations that they're in. I refuse to raise a little boy with these big, huge eyes and all of his innocence. He is beautiful and he has a soul of gold, and he will do great things for this world. Might be biased, but he's beautiful, and I will die to protect him, and I will die to protect my rights as a mother. I will continue to make these videos and put myself out here, not to be criticized by step parents that feel like they're in the right, and not to be criticized by narcissists lurking, stalking, and harassing, looking to give me negative reviews and to dislike my page and to dislike this and to send people messages trying to get them not to follow me and to discredit me as a person. I don't give a damn what you say about me, but what I'm concerned about is the little boy that I gave birth to, 20 hours of labor. I will fight for that. My name, Adrian, means nothing if you sit next to the name Ethan. Shame on people that go around hurting other people and then walking away with zero empathy. Shame on any system out there that's broken, that's allowing this to take place. You are killing the souls of innocent kids because you don't want to get involved. Sometimes you have to get involved. If a child sits in a room and tells you that they fear something, you don't put them back into that situation. And I know that my child has told you that. So now I get to deal with the little boy who has a tummy ache every time he goes where he doesn't want to go. And I can't do anything about it because I could be held in contempt. On top of that, I could also be accused of being psychotic. Now let me put myself out there as a mother going through emotional and narcissistic abuse. I am more than happy to take a psychological test anytime and any damn day. I will take a drug test at the drop of a hat. I will do what it takes. I'm a professional woman. I am doing my part. And I'm just trying to live my life. It is time for people to wake up and start paying attention to the rights and wrongs of this world. Because people are sleeping on us, consistently pushing us to the back. I am sick of watching biological moms that get divorced and end up in situations like this get shoved to the side because of people that come in thinking that they were the upgrade. You're not the upgrade. You're just the next victim. I'm doing this video in hopes to continue to empower you all that are in my shoes. And I'm doing this video to save an innocent little 6-year-old boy who's being claimed to the world that he loves something that he truly doesn't. I watched my son struggle because people are cruel and parents can't get along. It sucks. Because he's going to get destroyed in the process. You're not going to destroy me. You're destroying him. People need to wake the hell up. Because this shit is serious. And if anybody wants to know where my abuser is, you're not going to see him. Because he's hiding behind women that are literally fighting his battles for him, smearing me, slandering, and ripping me to shreds. And attacking me at every chance that they can get. And then posting about it and telling me to go to court so that they can prove my insanity of being batshit crazy. If I'm batshit crazy, I'm a batshit crazy mom. And let's leave it at that. Because I will do what it takes to make sure that my son is okay. Peace.